my friends, and welcome to the channel. Today, I have this figure here that I picked up at a local antique or antique mall. And I picked it up along with another figure, but this one here is a Soldiers of the World action figure from their Civil War collection, 1861 to 1865. Now, it does say First Sergeant, but in looking at this figure here, he is not a First Sergeant. He is more like a Lieutenant General, and I think that's what he is because in looking at his insert here, I think he's just in the wrong outer box because the shell that he came in on the inside says Lieutenant General, Union Soldiers. So this is what he is. I picked him up along with a Confederate general. He's just in the wrong box unless he came this way and they just boxed him in the wrong box. And either way, but I picked him up for $5. And he was still in there with all the tabs and everything. And this is what he came with. He came with this little insert here, this little cardboard that kind of lets you know what figures are available or lines that they worked on. Now, this Soldiers of the World is a 1/6 scale, 12-inch scale figure that was a competitor to G.I. Joe towards the end when G.I. Joe was already finishing up. Now, this figure here is from 1996, and he's manufactured by Formative International in Hong Kong, China. The back of the box is pretty good here. You know, it gives you the information here, Soldiers of the World, Civil War, 1861 to 1865. It's got the Lieutenant General, which is who this guy is. And it's got a captain, a general, and a First Sergeant. I have these two guys right here. I picked them both up for $5 each, and I have this one here coming in a different video. So, this is the box that he comes in. The box was open from the flap on the bottom, but here it says, you know, it has a map of the Civil War campaigns included, and it gives all the information. It comes with a display stand, which is what he is on right now. So I'm going to remove this and kind of go over some of the stuff that he has with him. This map here is pretty cool. It comes with this little map. It's a paper map that says the American Civil War, principal battles and campaigns, and it's got them listed here, and it's just got maps and where you have the Union, the Confederate, and it just gives you some really good information. I may laminate this and hang it on my wall or hang it in the wall of my classroom just to have. Also, let's take a look at this figure here, what he comes with. He comes with a sheath, a sword. Now, the one thing I do notice about this sword here is the handle is too small for his hands. It doesn't fit, but the sheath is pretty cool, and this hat here was pretty beat up. So, I mean, and it fits really loose on his head. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stand. I'll get him off the stand, and I'll lay him down here, and this is the stand that he came with. It's a little plastic stand, pretty nifty. It does have a nameplate that says Lieutenant General that I showed you a few minutes ago, and it's going to go here. But this is it right here. This is the stand. Now, let's take a look at his sword and his sheath that the sword comes with. Here it is. Right here. This is it right here. It's pretty cool. Got some good detail on it. The sword is pretty basic, but it does have some detail on the blade here. You can see it right there. The handle, like I mentioned, this portion here is a little small for his hands. But he does have, oops, I put it in the wrong way. Here it is. It's going to go here. And he does have a pistol. Let's take a look at the pistol here. There it is right here. I think I'm going to add some paint detail to it. Paint it up a little bit, make it look nice. Maybe give it some brown handles. Maybe either leave this here alone or just give some silver to it. You know, some silver color just to make it look more authentic, but it's, other than all, it's pretty good. It's not warped or anything. It's pretty good little pistol. I'm going to put it back here in the holster. And this holster here is made out of cloth, and it's kind of difficult to close, but there's the holster. Here's the figure. Let's take a look at his face sculpt. There he is right here. And let me turn the light over a little this way. There we go, so we can kind of get a better look at him. There he is. His head articulation, he does turn. In fact, he can go all the way around, but he doesn't have any up-down motion. Now, his hands, you can see this hand here is for the sword. This portion here is a little wide to hold the handle of the knife or the sword, and this is his trigger hand, I guess, for the pistol. It goes right here. He does have this kind of articulation. He does have articulation up, down. It doesn't go this way too much, but he does go up, down, and around. And his waist, and he does bend up, down. His legs go up, his knees bend, his ankles do not twist, but they go up, down. They go up, down. He's got little black boots. He's got some blue trousers, his blue jacket, his supposed to be metal buttons, and there you see his general's rank. He's got 3 stars, right? And he's got a nice little cloth belt with a little foil embellishment there to make it look like he has a buckle. But he does stand pretty good. And let me put him up here, and let's see if I can get him to stand. He was standing a minute ago. There he is. Yep, there he goes down again. His legs aren't the strongest, but I mean, I'm going to keep him in a display stand anyway, so there he goes. But let's go ahead and continue on. Here he is again. Different pose here a little bit. He's holding the sword down. I took the hat off right here. I moved the stand out of the way, but now he's giving us a different pose. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to actually pose this guy, but he's actually pretty good. He's holding his sword there in his hand and his pistol right there. So to me, I think overall, pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. For comparisons, I always like to compare him to some of my other action figures that I do have. And of course, this is the George Washington G.I. Joe figure. You can see how he scales to him. He's probably a little taller than the Joe here. And again, this is the 40th anniversary Action Man uniform. I believe that's a Cotswold body, but I haven't checked him out yet. But you can see how he scales in comparison to these other 2 figures that I have in my collection. But either way, pretty cool. I mean, he displays fine and comparable in size, and he'll be another great addition to the collection. So here he is, right here next to these other 2. That's all I have for today on this figure, the Soldiers of the World Civil War Collection Lieutenant General Union Soldiers from the North. Let me know what you think of this figure. Do you have this figure, or do you have any of the other figures from this Soldiers of the World collection? The uniforms to me are pretty cool. The articulation is not the best, but for what I paid for this figure, he scales great and he'll display fine in my collection, and I'm glad to have him in my collection. The more the merrier. Again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And please do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. Give me a like on this video. Also, if you would like, share, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. It allows the channel to grow and to get out there to more people so we can share our love for 12-inch 1/6 scale action figures. I have much more videos that I'm working on or that I've finished and that I haven't actually released yet. So let's add to the action with Action Joe Figs.